Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together, we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it. Husband!
Wife!
Do you remember what happened yesterday and where the hell we are today?
Well, God made a little bit of a change of tactic and admits that, maybe it's just the leaders that suck. And he was like, y'all leaders, you prophets, you priests, you fucks.
You burnt.
You're going to go down.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys, the regular people, if they follow my command and go get captured, because I'm still shitty, I'm an asshole.
Right.
If they do that though, then they got a chance. They might their descendants might make it through somehow someday.
I'll bring them back.
Yeah. So all in all, I was happy as I can be in the Bible with regard to the fact that God was choosing to punish the priests and the prophets and the
leaders.
The leaders, like that. That's a good tactic.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't perfect, but it was better.
Right.
It was better.
Right.
So I'm going to give it that. That's all I'm giving it.
Okay.
And that was Jeremiah chapter 23.
It sure as fuck was.
Which means that today we're getting into
Jeremiah chapter 24.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, we are getting into Jeremiah chapter 24.
Okay.
And I want to preface this by saying I don't give a fig.
You don't give a fig, huh?
Okay, just hang tight and you'll see.
Okay.
And you won't give a fig either.
I'll fig in there.
That doesn't make sense.
I was trying,
Fig you,
sometimes
fig
you
off.
throw something out and it just doesn't land,
No, and we never edit those out either.
No. Hell, we don't even edit out when, silverware jumps off our fucking counters, so.
Was there a mistake? Nah.
There are some things I edit out. Like
coughs.
Coughs, for sure. So, I do go back and edit. But, part of what we do is just being real, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
sometimes shit falls in the kitchen while you're recording.
And you know what? Whatever.
And
just move along, go along.
Sometimes cats meow,
and, we do this. We haven't talked about this in a while, but the way we do our podcast is just very off the cuff.
Mm-hmm.
We're literally just sitting here in our dining room,
in our pajamas,
talking to each other about the fucking Bible,
mm-hmm.
and some of y'all enjoy it, and which is fucking fantastic. I don't know how to describe to you, our listeners, how fucking fantastic it really is to have you enjoying what we're doing and being, letting us know about. We hear about it. We hear how much you enjoy it, and it's just the best thing ever.
Because we entertain each other.
Oh, yeah.
We make each other laugh.
No, we would have, even if we didn't have fans, we would be having fun with this.
Sure. But
man,
to know that other people think that we're okay too, that's just the bee's knees.
It really is. It really is. So thank you, this was not planned, but thank you everybody for being there, for being a listener. You guys are awesome. One thing I will ask of you, since I've got your attention and we're praising you
off the cuff here.
If you have a chance, if you're on a platform that allows you to review us,
mm-hmm.
We have had some less than stellar reviews from people that are not happy with our podcast because, of the material that we cover. So if you are able to leave us a review, it would be tremendously appreciated. It helps us more than you could ever know. And, it's one thing to give us money through Patreon, but the reviews are almost equally important. So if you have a minute after you're done with this podcast, stop what you're doing, head over, leave a review for us. That would be amazing. And thank you in advance.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm going to stop there. We're going to go ahead and get into this chapter.
I was going to say, fig off, husband. All right, ready?
Yes.
The Lord showed me, and there were 2 baskets of figs set before the temple of the Lord.
Okay.
After Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, had carried away captive Jeconiah.
Okay, yeah.
The son of Joachim, king of Judah, and the princes of Judah with the craftsmen and the smiths from Jerusalem, and had brought them to Babylon.
Okay, so this is after they carried them off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then God's like, look,
and there's 2 bags of figs now.
2 baskets of figs. Look at those figs sitting there.
Got it, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
One basket had very good figs.
Okay.
Like the figs that are first ripe. Did you know that figs are made of wasps?
Really?
There's a particular type of fig, yes, that...
Made of wasps.
Like the body of a wasp. Like... The pollen grows around it, and that's how it becomes a wasp.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wait, the pollen. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued by this. I don't know that I 100% believe this, but like, I'm curious about it. I'm going to look into it.
I promise it's true. I did research it. At first, I thought it was all figs, but obviously there are figs that grow in some places where wasps are not in existence.
Okay.
So. It's not all figs. It's just the majority of like regular figs, and apparently some dates also. Okay. It's just
wasps are very important to them, huh?
Yeah. Well, it's not that like it's a fruit that has a wasp in it. It's that a wasp dies on a particular type of flowering plant.
Yeah.
And then
figs happen.
And then figs happen.
Interesting. So I often wondered what the purpose of a wasp was. Like, they're just mean little stingy bastards, you know? Like,
right?
What the fuck is your purpose, you know?
That's why
figs.
That's why fig Newtons are so crunchy. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Fig Newtons, they're soft.
They have little crunchy bits in them. The cookies are obviously soft, yes, but the fig Newton innards have little crunchy bits.
I always thought of them as a soft treat, so I never thought of them as a crunchy treat.
No, they're not crunchy, but they have crunchy bits in them.
Okay, all right. And that's like the wasp bits?
I don't know if that's the type of figs that are used. But yeah, it is true. You can check me on it, and you will find that I am not pulling this out of my ass.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, sometimes you eat a wasp and you didn't know it.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other basket, so one was, delicious, okay?
Yeah.
And the other basket had very bad figs. Bad fig! Which could not be eaten. They were so bad.
Okay.
I wouldn't eat any type of bad, no matter.
I mean, yeah.
We've got, like, degrees of bad. And I'm not eating one that's even slightly turning,
But we got good and we got bad figs.
Yep. Okay. Edible, non-edible.
No gray area figs, but good and bad.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Evil and perfect. Mm-hmm. Yes. Then the Lord said to me, because I guess I'm Jeremiah.
Oh, again, okay. All right. Okay? Yeah.
What do you see, Jeremiah? And I said, figs, bitch. The good figs, very good, and the bad, very bad, which cannot be eaten. They are so bad.
Okay. Like you just described. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, the word of the Lord came to me saying, thus says the Lord, the God of Israel, like these figs, so will I acknowledge those who are carried away from Judah, whom I have sent out of this place for their own good into the land of the Chaldeans. So I sent away the good ones.
He sent away the good ones?
You would have thought that I sent away the bad ones, right?
Well, Jeremiah's still there.
Well, he's there to help.
And I thought he said that he had sent away like Joaquin and his son and stuff like that, which seems...
Those don't count. Those don't count.
Okay. All right.
I'm just telling you.
All right.
Okay? Yeah. For I will set my eyes on them for good, and I will bring them back to this land.
Okay.
Those are the good figs.
Yeah.
I will build them and not pull them down, and I will plant them and not pluck them up. Then I will give them a heart to know me, that I am the Lord. Well, that's good. He's going to soften their hearts and not harden their hearts.
Could you, instead of just giving them a heart to know you, could you like also put it in their mind and maybe in their ear?
Could you maybe...
Or like their something.
Walk the earth and say some words.
Yeah.
And not just do magic tricks that may or may not be God. We don't know.
Right.
Sometimes birds fall out of the sky and it's weird.
It's the fact that even throughout the Bible that God does these things so not evident, right?
Right.
is why the saying God works in mysterious ways is such a common phrase, because there literally is no accounting for how God actually works, because it doesn't happen.
Right.
And we attribute God to things that shouldn't have him attributed to them.
Right. Either something weird or something unexplainable or something that probably never happened in the first fucking place.
Right.
Like, okay, so, in super humid areas that little teeny tiny pearls of frog eggs, they will get picked up by the humidity and sucked up, via the water cycle into the clouds, and they'll grow a little bit up there in the clouds, the ones that survive.
And then it rains frogs.
And then it rains frogs, right? And then we're all like, oh shit, it's raining frogs. It's the curse upon the land. And, God hates us because he's making frogs rain down. And how else could it be? And it's like, science. Weird science.
Yeah.
Very weird science that is like not the norm.
Right.
But science nonetheless.
Yeah.
Sorry. Right. Sometimes critters have weird organs, sometimes that happens.
And also God working in mysterious ways doesn't usually involve medical scientists fixing a problem.
Right. I noticed that
But they attribute it to those things.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, but no, that was also science there.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Yeah. And they shall be my people, those good figs, and I will be their God, for they shall return to me with their whole heart. And as the bad figs, which cannot be eaten, they are so bad, surely thus says the Lord, so will I give up Zedekiah, the king of Judah, his princes, the residue of Jerusalem who remain in this land, and those who dwell in the land of Egypt. I will deliver them to trouble right here in River City into all the kingdoms of the earth, for their harm to be a reproach and a byword, a taunt and a curse in all places where I shall drive them. I'm going to make them go out into the world and fuck shit up.
Got it. Okay.
And I will send the sword, the famine, and the pestilence, probably raining frogs too while I'm at it.
Why not?
Among them, till they are consumed from the land that I gave to them and their fathers. The end.
Okay. Yeah. So he's going to be nice to the people he likes and not nice to the people he doesn't like.
And that's why I don't give a fig.
Right. Yeah.
Now you understand why I said that.
I do.
Because literally the name of this chapter was The Lesson from the Good and Bad Figs. Is that a lesson? Did you learn something from figs?
No, it didn't really feel exactly like a lesson.
It's just like they make similes that are like so simple.
Their lessons revolve heavily around worshiping God and fearing God and praising God and knowing God and not worshiping other gods. Like these are the things that the lessons revolve around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't even get to that point to where I feel like I should be taking this lesson, because I can't get to the point where I can even remotely believe that you are real, because this is the things that you are doing as a god in this book are so far removed from normal behavior for a human, let alone a god who knows everything.
Right.
As far as common human decency. Right. I'm sorry, I'm throwing human into the mix, but I mean, human decency, common human decency.
Right.
And I just can't accept him as something that we should fear, worship, or respect, even if he was real.
Right.
So
I was thinking about how I just now called the lesson, quote unquote, so simple and simplistic. And then I was thinking about but there are people today that are like, you can't do analogies with them because they just don't get it, and they argue in circles, and they
nothing
can't.
Gets over my head.
Yes. Okay, Drax. Yes. Just like that. How they are kind of simple. And so I was thinking about that. And then I was thinking how I sound so like arrogant. Like I think I'm so fucking smart, but I just think it should be noted here and now. I do not think that just because a majority of people are simple that I'm smart. Like, I know I'm not smart. If I was in conversation with scientists like Neil deGrasse Tyson, for example.
Oh, it'd be very
intimidating. I could not hold my own in that conversation. So just because I call somebody simple, like, I don't want anybody walking around thinking that I am arrogant, that I think I am intellectual. I know where I stand. But having said that, these lessons are so fucking simple.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, can there be a place where these are simple and I'm not an arrogant prick who thinks highly of myself? Like, can the two mutually exist?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. All right. I think we've rambled on enough about this short-ass chapter here. So
sure.
That was Jeremiah chapter 24.
Sure as fuck was.
Which means that we'll be back tomorrow for...
Jeremiah chapter 25.
All right. We'll see you guys then.
Bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.